Mr. Neely, you want? Huh? Oh, judo. Sir?
I said, well, I do might resemble it a little bit. I think my best impersonation of judo.
Interesting.
I don't want to take too many falls simply because I've still got a torn rotator cuff here a little
Hey,
bit.
sissy.
Hey, I got my Vagisil I can rub on myself.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna plan that.
That's when you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Did his ass
So
get in
just
the
be
air?
careful with me.
Hey, sissy.
Speed, power, and control largely on the back.
Boom. Off balance.
Which is also called
Sushi. Sushi. 90% of your stuff, what you were doing a while ago, off balance. You don't even need the foot. See the off balance there? Off balance. Off balance.
What was it you said last night? He who controls the hips controls the throw.
And how you controlling the hips? With sushi.
Sushi.
Sushi. Sushi. You can't get acceleration in the car just sitting there thinking about it. You've got to physiologically do something. Now, a lot of people think in terms of, because they're not firearms people, and think in terms of non-thought. I think the opposite. In firearms, you have to have an enormous amount of concentration on the front sight and the trigger squeeze and all that stuff. Matter of fact, they've determined shooting the firearm is you have to have more concentration than any other physical activity because there's so many things going on there and it's so finite. I think that same thing in off balance. I'm always concentrating on where's this guy's going, where is the best way to hit the off balance. I never think about a throw. No, I don't. I really don't.
You just think about that break balance.
I'm
Wherever
thinking
it goes.
wherever it goes, I'm constantly so focused on finding that off balance and extracting the most out of it. Now, with that will come the throw. But most people think in terms of the throw, and if you don't got off balance, you ain't got no throw. You ain't got no sushi. You ain't got no meal, man. Mon.
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 Come on, Mon. Let's do some more. Like that.
So when I off balance Damon good, I have a good opportunity for throwing. You okay, Damon? Sorry. You can hit me with light stuff, just no
No,
big
go ahead.
stuff.
That's slick. I like that. I'm gonna have to play this. It's an accident.
Oh, nice. Feel that? Boom. Damon knows whether he's got me or not before he ever throws. Because he can feel the off balance. If he hadn't got off balance, be real strong and do something, but don't have off balance. Do a technique. I don't care, whatever you want. No off balance. You got to have off balance. But if he's real light and just off balances me, I'm gone. Now, if he's real stiff, it doesn't matter. Off balance works with stiff guys too. It's just off balance. A human being still has the same strength, but the usable strength diminishes accordingly with the drop in balance. Does that make sense? So he still may be strong in relationship, but his strength, let me grab me hard here and just let me shift you. Now, all of a sudden he's worried about this and not this. Does that make sense? And his concentration goes to a different place. So he can be real stiff, it doesn't matter. The stiffer he is, the better off I am. It just don't matter. I knew I'd catch that before long.
I gave that one to you talking about.
We got to get started here. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Love you.
Love you too, man. Appreciate you.
Shall we bow in? Good morning, sir. How are you? I haven't met you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
J.W. Bode, nice to meet you, sir. I met you last night, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
J.W. Bode lets the good times roll. Da-da-da. J.W. Bode lets the good times roll. Or, nobody can do it like J.W. can. Hi! Woo, 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 woo. Now, we covered what? Sushi?
Sushi.
The walking movements, and the releases. What's next?
More sushi.
More sushi, more walking movements, more releases. Two, maybe, a technique. Now, the reason I'm bringing out here, he's officer. For those of us in judo that like the groundwork, how do you get away in groundwork? You create that little space, don't you? Okay. Well, but it's off balance, which creates space. Okay. I call that a window of opportunity. So conversely, what do I have to limit on him? Exactly. So I'm going to leave the first two out, Shomanate Agimeate, and go right to Guacamoleate. Guacamoleate, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, is something showing there? Oh,
I think he wants Mexican for
so we're going to start with guacamoleate from a release. Number one release. Boom. I'm going to do this same thing that we started with the other day, correct? Now I'm going to come here. Now, there are tamiwaza, striking waza. However, I see these more and emphasize the spinal lock. And you'll see what I'm saying here. Stand up on this.
much as possible.
Is this a pretty good custody control thing here? Go ahead and go down if you want to. Give me your other hand. There we go.
Of course, you may not want to leave it there. But.
That's okay. That's okay. George will tell you. Everybody, I've had lots of felony arrests, and they like to grab my balls. And guess what? I just twist on their arm, and they'll turn loose. And I was telling George that story. George isn't up here yet, but telling George that story. So one day I was doing mat work. Well, he decided to test a theory. So he just grabbed, and I just went, and he turned loose. Off balance is psychological as well as physiological. And if you determine that just because somebody hits you or grabs your testicles or does something, you got to keep focused on what your objective is. Now, does that offer you a greater chance of survival? Yeah. Let me back up. Our law enforcement in this country today is the most well-trained group of people ever in the history of the United States or in the world. Our military is the most well-trained military in the entire world. Joe Blow hops off his plane, gets his pack and gear, does everything absolutely right. He can walk into the next door and be dead. You can't determine that. The more things you do right, though, the better chance of survivability you have. I won't promise you that you'll survive. What I will promise is your chance of survivability will go up. Same thing in Joe work, isn't that right, Jack? You like that? You try it.
I'm not sure that
Yeah, you can. Do the number 1 release. Right there.
So you went from here to
Uh-huh.
collapse it?
No, I went up here, didn't I?
Sure did. That's correct.
Right there. Now, right there. Push straight down. Ooh! Isn't that nice? Now, step back up just a second. Just don't stay. You stay right there. But what did I just talk about space? You didn't close the space on me here. What's going to happen?
Well, I was actually thinking about taking you on over in your belly for cuffing technique. So.
Well, you should have. You thought about it, but you didn't do it. All right. It's not jumping ahead.
Snatch you over this way. Nice, JW. Nice. All right. So, what are we looking for? Finger plants or?
I'm looking for control. Now, stop. Forget about this. Get these legs up against me. Now, push with the legs. Oh, damn, wasn't that a lot easier? Wasn't that... Hop down for a second. You felt when I did this, I was here.
Right.
Feel that? And here. It wasn't me doing this or trying to drag you over here like this, because if you don't want to go over there like that, you ain't going. But the minute I set this down, you feel it?
Absolutely.
So what are we doing?
Control space.
Huh! What do you do in battle? You control the space, don't you? If you don't control the space in battle, guess what? The other guy does. So did you feel how neat that was? So let's go from the top again, real slow. And guys, I'm not the fastest guy in the world. Anybody in here see me going real fast? Guess what? I concentrate constantly on what? Slowing down and controlling. NASCAR guys do what? They don't practice going fast. They practice controlling that vehicle. And then they will build their speed with the control of that vehicle they have. It's not speed, it's the control of speed that's critical. Everybody hear that? So forget about speed. Forget about being fast. Forget about being strong. Forget about all that crap. Think about sushi. Controlling that space. Now, I know I'm going to throw you down, but I want you to feel my entire body as we're doing this. Feel it? I never did lose contact of you. So what if I lose this hand? Who cares? Does that make sense? Now again, this is an option, guys. This is only one of 10,000 ways to do things. But you start from a release. Now right there, come right there. Beautiful. Now feel the difference? Forget about, just drop the hands and just push me over with your feet. Isn't that nice? Hell, if you can control with just your legs, guess what? You still got, can you draw, Bubba over here is getting ready to draw a gun. Can get control of me. Draw your weapon on him. Draw your weapon on him. He's already. Well, guess what? Is that a little bit more survivable than fighting out here with this guy's hands?
Absolutely it is.
One more time. That's an option. What do you think?
Love it.
Now, I always think in terms of, if I can control this guy, I don't have to take the chance to hurt him. But if at any point I lose control, I'm behind the power curve, and now I'm going to have to catch up and get him and do something with him. So, in my mind, I don't want to just, this is a nice technique and it's very valid. I'm not saying it's not a valid thing. I'm not saying you can't get out here and drop him and go on and draw. But all of a sudden we've got, if he's here and all y'all are sitting up here, I can't run out there and draw because you're behind him. I can't take a shot. I'm in a bad way. Does that make sense? Huh? Huh. All right, try that.